Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a tool that's totally changing the game for college students. Yep, we're talking about AI, specifically ChatGPT. We're going to break down how you can use it to study smarter, write way faster, and hey, maybe even make a little money on the side. So if you're ready to seriously level up your student game, let's jump right in.
Okay, let's be real here. College pressure, it's relentless, right? You're trying to keep your grades up, hit every single deadline, and maybe, just maybe, have something that resembles a social life. You're just constantly running on fumes. I bet that sounds pretty familiar.
And it's this endless juggling act. You're bouncing from essays to group projects. Maybe you've got a part-time job or a side hustle. It's just a mountain of stuff to do, and every single piece of it feels like it's due right now.
But what if you had a secret weapon? I'm talking about an assistant that's on call 24/7, never needs a coffee break, and could literally help you slice that giant workload in half. Well, that's exactly what we're going to get into.
All right, so what is this thing really? Let's talk about getting started with ChatGPT. And here's the best part. You do not need to be some kind of tech wizard. Think of this as your brand new student superpower.
You know, this quote just hits the nail on the head. It's kind of like Google, but instead of a bunch of links you have to click through, you just get the answer. A full, complete answer. You can ask it to explain something complicated, draft an email for you, or even map out a study strategy.
And getting started, it's so simple. I'm not kidding, it takes like 60 seconds. You just go to the website, create a free account, and you're in. That's it. If you can type a sentence, you've got everything you need to make this work. Okay, pay attention to this because this is the secret sauce. The number one rule of ChatGPT is be specific. Ask something vague like explain gravity, and you'll get a boring textbook definition. But ask it to explain gravity like I'm 15 with a real-life example, and suddenly you get something that actually makes sense. The more detail you give it, the better the answer you get back. It's that simple.
All right, let's put this into practice with probably the biggest headache for any student, writing papers. We're going to talk about how to go from that dreaded blinking cursor on a blank page to a finished, polished draft way faster than you thought possible.
So instead of just staring into the void, you can actually use this thing to build a game plan. You can get it to break down the topic for you, spit out a solid outline, and even help you draft things section by section. It basically takes this huge, scary task and turns it into small, manageable steps.
Just look at this prompt. One sentence, and boom, you've got a complete roadmap for your entire essay. And to be clear, it's not writing the paper for you, but it's giving you a killer structure to work from. Think about how many hours of staring at the ceiling that saves you.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. This is the big question, right? Is this cheating? And look, that's a super important point. The answer really comes down to how you use it. We're talking about being smart, not taking shortcuts. The whole point here is not to just copy and paste. No way. You're using the AI's output as a launch pad, right? It's your brainstorming buddy, your first draft generator. It's like having a calculator for math. It handles the grunt work so you can focus on the actual thinking.
So here's the deal. The golden rules for using this ethically. You have to make the work your own. Always. You rephrase things, you add your own stories and examples, you put it in your voice. And you definitely run it through a plagiarism checker. Think of it this way. The AI gives you a block of marble, but you have to be the one to sculpt it into a masterpiece.
Okay, so we've tackled writing. Now let's switch gears to another massive time drain, studying. We're going to see how this can totally change the way you prep for exams and take notes.
Just picture this. You get out of a 2-hour lecture or finish a super dense chapter in your textbook. Normally, you'd spend another hour trying to make sense of your notes. But what if you could just generate perfect study guides in seconds? That's what's possible here. This one is an absolute game changer. You can literally feed it a giant wall of text, like a full lecture transcript, and just ask it to pull out the most important stuff. Give me the top 5 takeaways. It's perfect for a quick review before a test.
Or what about this? You can tell it to make flashcards for you instantly. For any subject that's heavy on definitions, like biology, this is amazing. It gets you right into that active recall mode, actually testing your memory, which is how stuff really sticks in your brain.
And for those really complex topics, this is just brilliant. Instead of digging through pages of notes, trying to figure out the differences between two big ideas, you just ask for a table. It lays it all out, side by side, super clean and easy to understand. So, we've covered schoolwork, but let's talk about something else that's probably on your mind: money. Believe it or not, the skills you're learning with this AI can actually help you build a pretty cool side hustle.
I mean, just think about it. If you're already a decent writer, you can use AI to do freelance work way faster. If you get social media, you can create content for small businesses who have no idea what they're doing. You could even sell study guides or help people with their resumes. You're basically taking what you're good at and putting it on steroids. Let's say there's a small bakery down the street. They probably don't have a big marketing budget. With a single prompt, you could whip up a whole week's worth of creative Instagram captions for them in, 5 minutes? That's a real service you can offer, solving a real problem for them.
So, after all this, what's the one thing you should remember? It's this quote right here. This is the whole point. AI doesn't do the work for you. It makes the work you do count for more. It's not a shortcut to being lazy. It's a tool to make you more powerful.
Look, you've now got this incredibly powerful tool at your fingertips. It can help you study better, write faster, and even start earning money. The old rules about what you can get done in a day, they're starting to change. So really, the only question left is, what are you going to do with it? How are you going to amplify your potential?